video. I think the first video I did that I really did give Peaches grace. I did. And I still want to extend grace. You get what I'm saying? But I'm also a realist, and I have to be real about some things. So, before I go posing my opinion or, giving you guys what my opinion and what my observation is, I had to do my research. So I took the last few days and I literally went through just about all Peach videos. I'm going to say about 85% of them. So I had to just kind of see, where she was coming from. You know what I'm saying? Why do she feel the way she feel? Where's all this hurt coming from? You get what I'm saying? So I had to kind of go through and kind of discover all that. And in these videos, I see the same behavior. First of all, I want to say this about victims. Victim mentality is for weak people to me, and that's just my opinion. You don't have to own it, but that's my opinion. Because at what point in life do you change? At what point in life do you want different? You get what I'm saying? Because having this, what is changing? What is changing with saying he did this to me, she did this to me, this person didn't like me, is it changing anything? Is it changing how to? Because one thing we have to remember is that we are only in control of us. We cannot control other people. We cannot control how other people act. We cannot control how they act towards us, how they treat us. Those are things that we have absolutely no control over. So with that being said, we have to control, honey, this seatbelt choking the heck out of me. We have to control us, and us only. Is going to go back up because I'm short. So the seatbelt be doing what it want to do. But anyway, let me get to my story. We can only control us. So what I see in Peach videos is she's always the victim. I do not ever see her taking accountability. And anybody who knows me know that I have a big problem with people who don't take accountability. I have the hugest problem with that because I'm a huge accountable person. I always, every time something don't happen the way I think it should have happened, or even if I know somebody wronged me, I always look at what I could have did different in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Even with guys or friends that I deal with, if something happened that happens to our relationship, I always look at what I could have did different. You know what I'm saying? How, not saying that it would change the outcome. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, okay, maybe if I didn't give this person a chance, maybe if I would have been more reserved with my time or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Or even if, maybe I shouldn't have said this like this, or maybe I should have explained what I meant by what I said. I know it's a little confusing, but I try to see where I am accountable in the situation. You get what I'm saying? I always try to look at that. And I don't see that when I'm viewing her videos. I don't see that. Everything is, they didn't like me. They didn't, I always got treated bad. I always didn't get this. I didn't get that. I wanted this, but I got this. Come on now. Where are you accountable? You get what I'm saying? Because I would tell y'all, I listen a lot. Anybody who know me will tell you that I do way more listening than I do talking. I don't talk too much because I need to understand things. And I know in one of Peach's videos, she said something about, she kept telling people to read. And I think somebody in one of her comments on one of her lives said, so we're the problem because we don't read. And she said, no, you're the problem because you don't read. But the quote that she was trying to say is, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book, because we don't use them. But that's not necessarily true, because all of us don't learn by reading. all of us don't learn like that. I'm a prime example. I don't learn by reading. I am a hands-on person. I learn things by doing them. Now, if there's something that I need to read, I will absolutely read it. But I'm not one of those people who read for fun. I don't read for entertainment. I don't read for fun. I would rather pop on the video. The only thing I read, and that's for knowledge and self-care as well, is my Bible. That's the only thing I consistently reads. So that's basically the quote she was going after. But with her, it's either you're with her or you're against her. I seen her do that to her cousin Tashaki. I may be wrong with the names, y'all, but y'all get where I'm going. So I seen her do that with that girl because she mad because the girl made a song, right? She mad because this girl did a song with Akasha, the person who made the song. Listen, I know a little bit because I'm telling y'all, I've been watching for like the last couple days. So, and I mean, it consumed literally my whole days, like for the last couple days. But, she was mad because the girl was in the car with the song or whatever, something of that nature. Y'all know what I'm saying. If y'all watch, y'all know. So she was mad because the person was in the car with the song. So it doesn't mean that she's against you though, Peach. Just because people don't agree with how you handle things, don't agree with the dysfunction that you allow in your life, because we have to be accountable. You have the dysfunction because you allow it. So that's where you have to become accountable at. So it doesn't mean she's against you though. It simply means that, hey, this person ain't done nothing to me and I don't have the right. This person is still family or whoever they may be. I think they sisters to or somebody. I don't know, honey. I got most of it, but it doesn't mean that she's against you. And anybody who's not with you, you feel like they picked a side. Anybody who's not with you in the disgusting stuff that you're putting out here about your family, which is very much so disgusting. It is. So it's your truth. Yes, it is. And it's at what point do you seek counseling? At what point do we say enough is enough and I need to go find the help that I need? Because even with your husband, like, you mad because this man want a relationship with his family. Just because you don't want a relationship with your family, and I'm not saying, listen, y'all married, you are supposed to come first. Don't get me wrong in that era. You are supposed to come first. But in listening to you, you want him to cut his family off. And that's not fair to him. That's not fair for you to say, they don't like me, so you got to cut them off. They don't like your kids. And that's something you just saying, and it's sad because you're instilling that in your children. You're instilling your grandmother don't like you, and we don't know that. We don't know that. You don't know that. You're making that assumption that she don't like her own grandkids. She love her son. I'm sure she probably love her grandkids. Maybe I can agree that maybe they don't want to deal with you. I wouldn't want to deal with a person like you. I wouldn't. You're a hard person to deal with. And you don't see that because you're not holding yourself accountable. And not holding yourself accountable is placing the blame on everyone else. Everyone else. I've been watching your mom videos. Like and I'm so happy that she's gotten to the point where she's not going to talk about it. She's just going to do her content and she's not going to talk about it. And I pray she stay that way. I pray you don't do anything to trigger her. Hopefully she don't get triggered, because healed people don't trigger easily. So that's one thing. Once you're healed, all those triggers that you have of, I think you mentioned something about your husband and Crocs. You don't want him to wear Crocs, or he don't want to wear Crocs because they remind him of prison. That is trauma, as you stated. That is trauma. However, it doesn't mean it's trauma caused by his family. It doesn't mean his family caused that trauma. He caused that trauma. Again, accountability. We have to be accountable, people. He caused that trauma because he went out there and made those decisions to do the things he did. My son, he's in prison. My son is in prison. He's been there for quite some time and is going to be there quite some time. He does have an out date. He's not there for life, but he does have an out date. But I don't blame myself. I did everything I could to get my child on the right track. Everything I could. My child himself will tell you that. You was a great mom. We was just some badass kids. That's what my son will tell you. He told me that plenty of times. But my son was in Scared Straight. My son had a mentor. My son went to the morgue because I was not playing. Like, my son was getting in trouble at a young age. So I did what I could to try to get him on the right path. My son still chose the criminal path. That was his choice. That's not my fault. So the decisions that Wood made is not his parents' fault. You said yourself, oh, I thought he was going to be good because he came from a 2-parent home. There are broken people in 2-parent homes. There are. But you're trying to make him choose you or his family is not fair. It's not fair. And one has to wonder, why is he still dealing with you? Well, I think most of us know the answer to that. You are his means. And it's unfortunate because you don't see your worth. And I hear you every day. I'm going to get over this. I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to shake this. Y'all going to see. Y'all going to see it. I pray we do see it. I really do. I don't like to see anyone that's broken. I don't even know you. And I want you to be whole, honey. I would like for you to be whole. But you haven't found the ability, and you're quick to say, let me tell you, this is the assumption I came up with your mother. You hate your mom so much because you see you in her. And instead of changing you, you decide to take it out on her because you can't find the strength to change. So because you can't find the strength to change and be a better person, it's your mom's fault because she didn't do it. So now it's, oh, because she allowed this, and this is why I'm allowing. Then you say, my mama is Wood. Wood is my mama. Come on now. So that gives you, that warrants you to continue with this type of behavior. That warrants you to continue. I don't know why this car playing with me. Like, get out the way. That warrants you to have this type of behavior, and you keep saying, I want better for my children. My children won't endure this trauma. You can't say that because you don't know what your children will consider trauma. You don't know it. You don't know what your children will consider trauma. You said, my mom, and I'm not here to determine whether what you or your mom is saying is truth or fiction. That doesn't matter to me. I'm talking about the now and how do we fix the now. So you said, my mom made me take a bath in her bath water. My mom have never did anything like that. I have never did anything like that to my children. But do we know all the factors? Do we know if the water got cut off? You know, you said there was times where your mom did always stay in a nice place. But we don't know. Do we know the factors if the water got cut off? Do we know that, maybe she had a long day and she just was like, I just don't feel like washing this tub. It's still nasty. Don't get me wrong, y'all. It's still disgusting, right? It's still nasty. But we don't know. We don't know the type of day that her mom had. We don't know. And I'm not excusing any of her behavior. So please don't take it like that, because I'm not. I'm not excusing the behavior of the mom as well. Because I said to Tracy, even if you don't want to give her an apology because you feel like you didn't do those things, that's fine, that's dandy. However, you still have to acknowledge her feelings, whether you feel like you did it or not. You acknowledging her feelings will get y'all to a different place. Because I think in the video she did yesterday or today, a couple days, I don't know, she said, she won't understand it. I don't even think she'll give y'all a chance to give her understanding at this point in her life. At this point. I'm not saying she never will, but at this point in her life, I don't believe that she will give y'all the opportunity to give her understanding. However, Tracy, I do. And again, I don't know if it happened, the things she said happened, or if they didn't happen. I don't know, and I'm not here to determine that. What I do know is that you need to acknowledge how she feels, not whether you did it or not. I understand how you feel. Simple. I can give you a simple one right quick. I understand how you feel, and I apologize if anything I did that caused you to feel that way. You get what I'm saying? Because that simple statement can get y'all to the next level. You never know. But it's up to one of y'all being the bigger person and saying, hey, this is what it is. But she say all the time, like, Wood is my mama is Wood. And you're mad because you don't have the strength, the ability to change that. And it's up to you to get this. It's up to you to be accountable and say, hey, I've allowed this long enough. I've allowed this long enough. It's time that I change. It's time that I move past this. And I said this in my last video. Sometimes that requires us to be alone. Sometimes that requires us. So removing yourself from your family, I'm not faulting you for that. I moved a whole state, a whole 3 states to get away from my family. I'm from Michigan. I live in Georgia now. I moved to get away from my family because I felt like it was trauma as well. I did. However, I had to work on me first. I can't work on them, or I can't address them until I work on me. You cannot give nobody any percent of you until you are whole. So until you become whole, you are going to continue to go through this cycle. It's a cycle. In with the wash, out with the rinse. It's literally just a cycle. And until you yourself resolve that, it's going to be a continued cycle that you continue to go through, because we have to understand that we got to fix us first. We definitely have to fix us. And, you know, with you telling, hold on, y'all, give me 1 second, I'm trying to read. With you telling, I'm sorry, somebody was texting me, y'all. And I shouldn't be texting and driving, but I knew I was about to stop. With you out here, you know, like, and then you just, I think somebody asked you, why are you telling Wood's family business? And you said, I have to, because it affects how he loves me. And it doesn't mean you have to tell the details of the business. You can say, you know, there's blanket statements that we can use to kind of not tell people business. You get what I'm saying? Because that's not fair to his family. And if you're doing this, I see why they feel a way about you. And I'm not even going to say that they dislike you. But I would feel a certain type of way if you out here, if you was dating my son, because you and my son are the same age, by the way. My son that's in prison, he's 34. If you was dating my son and you out here saying, well, his mama, his dad did this to his mom and da 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 da. I mean, in details, you're very detailed in it, and that's not fair to his family. It's not fair. And then I think you do it though. I really think you do that so that his family would dislike him and that he only have you to depend on. And that's very unfortunate, and it's not fair. And as much as you want that man to do right, and you want him to be self-sufficient and be able to do things on his own without having to call you, you like that he has to depend on you. It's what you have over him. That's weird, Peach. Like, you gotta really get to a point where you like, I don't want this person to need me. Listen, I had my child, I told y'all I had 3 kids before I graduated high school. Listen, I couldn't wait till them kids got grown. Absolutely could not wait, because I don't like people depending on me. I don't. My youngest son, if anybody had trauma, it was him. I'm going to tell y'all, and if you let him tell it, I'm the best mother in the world. But if anybody had trauma, it was definitely him, because I checked out. He was my 4th child, honey. He was my 5th child. I had a child that passed away when he was 9 months old, so he was technically my 5th child. But I checked out of parenthood, honey, when he was about 11, 12 years old. I was over it. I didn't want to be nobody's parent no more. I had been a parent since I was 15. I did not want to do it anymore. I didn't want to do it. So he didn't get, oh, my mama went on all my field trips with me. He didn't get that out of me. Did I still pay for stuff? Yes, I was still there monetarily. But kids need more than monetary stuff. They really do. But as far as me being there, emotionally, I had checked out, honey. Mentally and emotionally, I checked out of parenthood. I was no longer in parenthood at all. So what I'm saying is, it's not fair. Come on now. What I'm saying is, it's not fair that you're trying to get this man to a point where all he has to depend on is you. And you want it that way because then you have him where you want him. But then, as you can see, you're going to get tired of that because it's draining taking care of another child. It's draining. Because technically, if you have to do everything for him, that's basically another child, and it's draining. It's very draining having to take care of a grown individual who should have had his ducks in a row, did what he needed to do, but he made some mistakes in his life. He did. We all make mistakes. We're all not perfect, and we have to get to a point where we want better and we want to do better. And Peach, unfortunately, you're not there yet. You keep saying, I'm vengeful. I'm vengeful. The Bible says vengeance is mine. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. It's mine. And you're trying to do God's work, but at the same time pleading to God. You can't do both. It's one or the other. You can't pray and worry. You can't do it. It doesn't work. It absolutely does not work. You have to allow God to be God. Allow God to move how he is going to move, because you can't change him. He gonna move the way he see fit for you. Fearfully and wonderfully made you. You gotta get there, honey. Because I also heard you say about your brother, what's his name? Edward. I heard you say about Edward. Like, you said, yeah, I called protective service on him. Okay, you called protective service on him. And truthfully, Peach, I know the girl Fee. I know the girl Fee, whatever she is. I've seen it all over social media that she called protective service on you. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I had to wash my glasses off, y'all, because they were kind of dirty. And my slow tail self forgot I had turned the camera on to go do that. But anyway, I'll edit it out. But, yeah. So, I think I left off. I had to edit a portion of the video out because I said some things that probably wasn't community friendly. It wasn't bad, but I used one word that I'm going to say what I said again. I just have to use a different word. But, you know, the girl Fifi, she called defects on you. And the thing is, no, she shouldn't have done that. She was wrong. She was wrong. But in the same breath, I also have to say that you have got on this platform and said that you wanted to unalive yourself behind a man. That there is warranted for your kids to be taken. I don't agree with, how she did that, but that's a valid reason. Defects are not going to take your kids because they've seen too much, been around too much, as you said, with your Brothers Edward's son have done. You know, some kids do get to experience more, and that's why we have to be mindful who we allow our children to be around, play with, things of that nature. But in any instance, when you said that, you said you need to get your son Edward. You need to let mom get your son Edward. But this is the same mom that you're tearing down, and she was such a horrible mom. Why do you think she's fit enough now to be responsible for your brother's child, or even your child for that matter, because you've allowed her to keep your kids? Then you say, oh, these people only come around me when I'm vulnerable, when I'm at my worst, when I'm at so do you only want people to come around when you up top? Because that's not good, because that means they're only there for a purpose. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we need people in our weakest moments. We do. And not necessarily to take advantage of us, but everything I've heard you say and is money. Money. They only want money from me. They only want money from me. They only want me to do this. They only want me to do this. You also mentioned they never ask. I just give it to them. That's not somebody wanting money from you, honey, if you're just giving it to them. And you can't be mad that they accept it. You can't be mad at that. You just because, listen, I'm this same person. When people do stuff for me, I'll be like, or when I do something, not when people do stuff for me, but when I do stuff for people, I'm like, oh, you don't got to pay me. You don't got to pay me back. Like, I just have that type of heart. It doesn't mean that people is using me. Now, I will say, to a point, people like ourselves who do a lot, sometimes we want to be treated as well. So say, for instance, I go out and I'm like, hey, I got it. You know what I'm saying? With my homegirls. I don't do that with a man. Let me make that very, very, very clear. But with my homegirls, I got it. And if I keep having it every single time we go out and you never say, girl, let me get it this time, then yes, I can see where that's an issue. You get what I'm saying? That's an issue because, dang, do you ever got money to pay when I'm always paying? So I get it. But that's just, instead of being angry, mad, and calling these people out, listen, you gotta just separate yourself from these type of people. That's it, that's all. That's it, and that's all. It's not gonna change anything. And again, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna wrap this up, y'all. At the end of the day, I think you are mad at your mom specifically because you have not mastered the ability that you think she should have mastered with being more stronger, with having more self-love, with just having compassion. I don't think in your mind, and I'm not saying, Tracy, that you lack these things. I'm saying this is how I envision that she thinks. And because you always say, I'm my mom, she is me. But if you didn't like the way she was, why do you want to be that way? You have to change it. So to wrap this up, y'all, I'm going to say, get by yourself. That means you've already left your family, honey. You got to leave Wood too. He's a distraction. And I don't really like to condone telling people to leave their husbands. But honey, he is definitely a distraction. So you have to get to a place where you are alone and you are able to heal, because you can't do it. He is a distraction. You can't get rid of your kids. They're yours. Sometimes you have an older child and 6 other kids. That's a lot of people to leave him responsible for. But to take you an hour walk, I think he'll be okay to keep the kids for about an hour. But to take you an hour walk so you can just relax, release. You say you have a nanny. You're paying people to do this. Sometimes you got to get away and leave the kids there too. You got a nanny. You utilize your resources, honey. Utilize. I tell my daughter this all the time. Utilize your resources. But you gotta heal, Peach. That's all I gotta say, y'all. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, how y'all feel. I don't mind people who don't disagree, people who don't agree with me, as long as you're respectful. It's when you get disrespectful with the comments that I gotta kind of block you, cut you off, because I really don't care once you get disrespectful. But if you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm opposed to feedback or whatever. I appreciate feedback. I mean, I'm not opposed to feedback, and I do appreciate feedback. My words just all messed up today. But yeah, go ahead, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, comment. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for loving on me. I will continue to love on y'all. Y'all be sure to have a great day. I'm out.